Hello, this is Lauren Z with Trinity Stamps, and today I'll be showing you how I created that cool fan card for Father's Day. So here I am using the #1 fan add-on die set and cutting out all my pieces. So this is the front of the fan, and I use like an iridescent silver and the blade of the fan, and I'm going to make it into a 5x7 card. So I wanted to, I had an idea in my head for a really cool movement on the card, and it didn't pan out how I had it in my head, but it did turn out to be pretty cool anyway. I love all of the height and the dimension. It really looks like a fan, but it doesn't move the way I had thought in my head I would have it move. So here I am on a white cardstock piece, cutting out a circle out of the center of that cardstock because I wanted to elevate this so to help out my movement of my fan. So I am putting some double-sided foam tape on the white cardstock piece that I cut just under 5x7. So because I want to hide it uh, behind that black piece of cardstock that I cut the circle out of. So I am just adding the double-sided foam tape here all around, and I'm not putting it too close to that circle because I am going to be putting a snap and slide snap from Pear Blossom Press in behind there to get hopefully get movement, which didn't turn out. These snap and slides were excellent, excellent, excellent. It's just that it didn't work for this particular creation. So I am using a sticky spot to place on the back of one of the snap and slides and then putting it on the back of my fan blade. And it is moving, but it's not just moving with ease like I thought I would have it. So I don't know. I was just kind of struggling on the struggle bus that day. And then to the back of that black cardstock, I'm going to elevate that as well because I want it to, I want to add the fan blade or the front of the fan, the grill of the fan on and not have it touch my fan blade so that it wouldn't impede. This is what I had in my head. So it wouldn't impede the movement of my fan blade. So I'm just adding my black double-sided foam tape to the back of the black cardstock there. And I had then, in order for that fan blade to not touch the grill, the front of there, I noticed that it is not elevated enough. So I had to die cut a bunch of extra fan fronts or fan grill, I should say, out of the black cardstock. And then I am adhering them all together. And you can see, again, it's just not my day. I'm not having a hard day creating this guy. Nothing seemed, and so I line it up and then I add it, then I adhere it down. And I'm using the liquid glue all around that first circle because I'm going to cut the inside of that fan, of that grill out so that I'd only have the outer rim, is my thinking. I'd only have the outer rim elevating the whole grill of the fan. So, so I added a bunch. I don't know how many I added in total, but it was a lot. And then you'll see me cutting out using a pair of scissors just to cut out the center and do all that. And then I tried it out and it wasn't high enough. So I cut out a bunch more. I'm going to add, um, I'm going to, die cut out a few more, just enough so that it would elevate the front of the fan so that it's not touching the blade of the fan. Um, and then I thought, well, maybe if I just cut out I might have an easier time if I just cut it first and then add them on. And that was it didn't not work, but it just wasn't as easy. as as the as cutting it after. So there, and then I'm adding. You can see me um, adding a whole lot more. So yeah, and then as I was doing this, I was thinking, wow, this front of the fan really looks like a stove burner, like a grill for cooking meat or cooking. So I thought, wow, that would be a great idea, and I'm sure our fantastic design team has thought of that too. So there may be a card out there with using this as a stovetop grill. And, but yeah, I was thinking it looks just like that. So here I am adding my silver part to the elevated. Well, first, I don't know what I was doing there, but I was just trying it on, I suppose. And then I added on for reals. And yeah, I don't know. It was I love the way it turned out. I do. And I think this is a great idea. So, use me as your you know, look at what I'm doing and modify it. You don't have to have a movement in there. You can just have a little bit of dimension so that you can see into the fan, and it creates some really, when you're looking at it, it creates the shadows and stuff like that. So it looks like a really cool fan. Or you don't have to have dimension at all. You can just do it as is like this. So again, I'm trying it out, and I'm figuring like, gosh, what am I going to do? Because I'm not getting the movement I want. This is for me. I'm like, oh, darn it. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So, here I am, and I'm thought, well, maybe I'll just clean all the like dust off first, and then I'll just go with it. And so I'm removing all of it. Like I figured it is what it is. So sometimes you just have to decide that, it's not going to be exactly as you have planned in your head. And I removed all of the foam or all of the tape on the back of the foam, backer tape. And then I like to add some liquid glue so that I can adjust it if I need to, make minor adjustments if I don't have it lined up right. Because again, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and if I have something crooked, it just drives me nuts. So then I remove the backer tape for the top layer. And again, I am adding some liquid glue and to all of that. And then I'll line that up over top of my fan blade. And it's open. I haven't put any acetate or anything like that. It would make a great shaker. I should have possibly done that instead, made it into a fan shaker. And that would have been cool. See, it does move, but just not as I had envisioned in my little brain. So anyway, it is what it is. And there we go. So I am adding the front of the fan. Again, I'm like, get this thing to move. So again, I am going to add the front there. And yeah, so I'm adding some liquid glue just around that rim and putting it on the front and getting my silly little head in the way. It's my noggin. And then I am using, included in the set are a bunch of words. So I'm adding cool, and I did it first with the iridescent silver. Didn't like that as much. So, and the number one fan. So I went with the white background for the number one fan. So I am making the background, and I'm doing the cool in white. And then I decided to that it looks better with the cool shadow behind the silver iridescent words. So number one fan is in silver, or sorry, the number one sign is in silver. And then I'm also doing, I pulled in the arcade machine because I wanted to say dad. And I had the arcade word from the arcade machine builder set has a D and an A in there. So I did the dad again out of white. And then, so I pulled in the D and the A, and then the other D from the arcade machine builder set. And here I am doing the cool, the COOL in the iridescent silver. And then I am doing the background shadow in white. So that is that. And then I'm using just a plain white cardstock for that. And then I pull in some stars, and these are also included in the Fan Builder add-on die set. So I pull in a few stars, and and I did 3 of them out of silver. So, because I just felt like I wanted you can put the number 1 in the center of the fan, and I thought about that at first, but I thought I wanted to put a star there. And then I also here I am trying to figure out how I want everything placed. And then I am gluing everything onto the white kind of backing for my letters and numbers. So again, liquid glue, Barely Arts liquid glue. Trinity has them in their shop. That is my favorite liquid glue of all time. It is perfect and it dries clear, and it also gives you enough working time that you can shift things around if you don't get them particularly straight. And so I then, make sure I have everything added in. And then I decide, well, I have everything dimensioned, so why not add dimension to the back of my letters and numbers and words as well. So I am going to, after I get this all added together, I clean it off with my fan brush, and then, oh yeah, I add the black fan. I was like, okay, let's get this on. Oh, and get my head in the way too. Sorry about that. And so I add that to the center of the fan. And then I am going to pull in my double-sided foam tape, and I am going to bump up all the words, because why not? More dimension, the better. So it just adds, some interest. You got varying levels of height to your stuff. So then I am also, trimming my foam tape, make sure that I have all of the little bits covered on my cool. You don't have to do this, but, one strip down the center of that word is just fine. And same thing here on my dad. I am adding and cutting my double-sided foam tape to add on to the back of my dad. My D and my A and a D. And this is a little fiddly. You can just add a double-sided, they make, you can use like dots, double-sided foam tape squares or dots. They do make those. Why I didn't go grab mine is beyond me, but I just decided, well, I am just invested at this point in making my time as difficult as it could possibly be. So don't mind me. It was a moment I was having with my double-sided foam tape. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Um, and watch out for more. I don't do a ton of long form videos just because I am not as comfortable doing those as I do reels. I do a ton of reels, but um, I'm getting into doing more Trinity long form videos. So you can come back to see me keeping it real, I suppose. And so now that I have all my things in place and my cookie process here, I am um, adhering everything down. So you've got a window into how I do things. Sometimes it works lovely and perfectly, and other times your idea just doesn't work out exactly how it is. And that's okay, because these are handmade cards and they are cool, and your loved ones are going to love them anyway, regardless of whether or not they know how much effort you put into it. So it does not have to be perfect, even though I'm trying super hard. All right. So, um, if you want to purchase anything, all of my links are in the drop down below. And don't forget to please like and subscribe and come back for more content. I'll be making one of these crazy videos once a month for Trinity Stamps. So thanks for watching and please like and subscribe. Bye.